Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to Tekpon. Today our guest is Sharad, the founder and CEO at Resimpli. Hello.
Hey, Christian, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining our podcast. At first, please tell us what your company does.
So, Resimpli is an all-in-one software for real estate investors that are flipping houses in US, doing direct-to-seller marketing. So, we do help them everything with marketing, sales, operations in their business.
Okay, what would you say is the biggest problem that you solve for investors?
The biggest problem that we solve is not needing multiple software to run their business. Typically,
Okay.
that's a big pain point. Our customers, they would be using 4 or 5 different software before they switch to using Resimpli, and then they can just run their entire business from one software. So it's truly an all-in-one software.
Okay, and can you walk through the features or products that they can find inside? So, for example, the 5 products that they use currently, they replace it with CRM, right? Marketing.
Yeah, CRM, and then there is phone system,
Okay.
websites, accounting software, email marketing. Like those are some of the 4 or 5 important features that they replace with Resimpli.
And is it only for the US?
Currently, it's only for the US. Yes.
And are you planning to expand globally, or you take it step by step, step by step? I think it's
No,
hard with the
it-
legislation, right?
Yeah, not right now because how we built everything is just very specific for US market, and US market is big enough where we don't
Yeah.
see any need to expand into other markets right now.
And who do you sell exactly? Is it investors that are flipping, or it can be any type of investor into real estate?
It's typically investors that are flipping that are doing direct to seller marketing. Direct to seller marketing meaning they're buying their houses directly from homeowners who don't want to list their house with an agent.
Okay. And how do they find these individuals?
They do a lot of marketing. They send out letters, postcards, online marketing, Facebook ads, PPC, TV,
Oh,
radio,
wow.
and then these sellers will call our customers, and then our software helps
Yeah.
our customers manage the entire process.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And basically, they find deals that don't even exist on the public market, right?
Exactly. That's
That's
what our
great.
customers are doing, finding these houses that are not listed on the market.
And I guess they do some bits of improvements, and after that they sell to another person, right? Another company.
Exactly. Yeah. Some of them would do that. Some would sell the property as is to another investor or developer who wants to do the improvement to the property.
And these entities also rent out homes or just flip.
It depends. Like the main thing is that they're buying these houses before these houses are listed on the market. Then some customers will keep that properties as a rental property for themselves. Some will, develop that property, sell it. Some will sell to other developers.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And the big question: how do you see the real estate market in August 2024?
It's interesting. It's very dependent on interest rate, of course. The interest rate is starting to come down, so which is great news. Plus, there are some regulations around texting and calling that are coming in place. So that'll be interesting that how that specifically impacts real estate investors. But there's always, even in the best of market, even in the worst of market, people that are consistent with in the process that they're following, they always have opportunities to make money. So there'll always be opportunities to make money. Sometimes it's a little bit easier than other times, but we
Yeah.
see real estate market going up from here.
Okay, I appreciate this. Do you have
Yeah.
any success story that you can share on how you helped X company achieve, I don't know, better marketing, better results?
Yeah,
Or
absolutely. I mean, we have several customers that we've helped them, make 5, 6 figures extra per deal
okay.
that they would have not been able to make otherwise because we have a lot of automations built in. So what happens is like you do marketing, you get a lead from your website, but the seller is not ready to sell right now. The homeowner is not ready to sell. In some cases, it takes years to follow up with that person. So our software will do that follow up for you without you having to do any manual process. So we've had several investors that have reported they were able to buy multiple extra deals because of the automations that we built in. And they're able to make like 30, 40, 50,000, in some cases, 6 figures from those deals that they're buying.
That's amazing. And usually, how long does the process take? So from the moment that somebody says, okay, I want to list or sell my house, to the moment that it's acquired? Of course, it varies, but on average.
Yeah, on average, I would say about 2 to 4 weeks. It's
Okay.
typical. Some would take longer if they have, let's say if I want to sell my house, if I'm a seller, I want to sell my house, but I also have my wife on the title. My wife doesn't want to sell. So you run into some of those issues where one person wants to sell, the other person isn't even aware of that transaction. But typically, if everything goes well, about 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay. What is the pricing of Resimpli?
It's starting from $99 all the way up to $749, and it depends on how many team members you have in your team and some certain features.
Okay, so it's based per user, right?
It's not based per user, but $99 is one user, but
Oh, okay.
$749 gives you unlimited user, and there's some certain features in the bigger plan that are not in the basic plan.
And who would be the ideal customer for you?
The ideal customer would be anyone that's doing direct to seller marketing, meaning they are looking to buy houses that are not listed on the public market, and they want to figure out a way to buy those houses. Those are our ideal customers.
And this may be a stupid question, but can a normal person, an individual, find these private listings, or is it you need to
They
have
can.
relationships and everything?
No, they certainly can. We have many people that are just starting out in the business. They can do that. You
Wow,
have to have the marketing is the heart and soul of the business for our customers, I would say. As long as they're marketing consistently, they're getting those leads, and from those leads, they were to convert that. So as long as you are willing to invest in your marketing, there's definitely
for sure.
opportunities.
Right. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. How competitive is your space, and how is Resimpli different than the other solution, if there are some?
It's pretty competitive. I don't think there's any space really out there that's not competitive right now. But you have to find your niche in the market, what you're really good at. I think what our niche is, we want to be a true all-in-one software where we can be one software that an investor needs. I think that's where we're different from our competitors. Our competitor might be focusing on one aspect of real estate investing, but we're looking at the holistic view and trying to solve the entire problem for them from start to finish.
That's great. That's great. How did you start the company? What is the story?
The story is I'm also a real estate investor. I flip
Okay.
houses also. So when I started looking at some software about 6-7 years ago, I didn't find anything. I ran into the same pain point that our customers run into, that they're using 5, 6, 7 software, in some cases like 10 softwares.
Wow.
And then you have to connect all of these software with, they
Reporting.
have to speak with each other, like porting and then Zapier and all that good stuff. If one software breaks, it breaks the entire process that you have. I didn't like the idea of that. So for me, it was important to have like one software. I didn't find anything, so I just hired a couple of developers and have them start working on a project for me.
That's an amazing story. And did you
Yeah,
raise any funding, or is it a bootstrap business?
bootstrap.
And that's amazing. And how many people are now at the company?
We have over 45, 50 people in the company.
That's great. And you started 8 years ago, 6 years ago?
2017. Yeah, 2017. So
Seven
about seven
years
years. Yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. What did you say was your biggest challenge throughout the years?
Biggest challenge was,
Of course, you have many challenges, but some
yeah,
lessons that you learned, or something that
I think
surprised you.
lessons that we've learned is always listen to the customer, start with what the customer wants and create that for them rather than coming up with some, I'm fortunate enough that I'm from the industry. I'm one of the customers of our product. So that makes a
Yeah,
big difference, that I understand the pain point. I think that's very important, is to really know what your customer wants. You may have an idea about, hey, your customer is paying you for this, but when you start presenting the solution to them, they may have a totally different idea of what they're looking for. So start with what the customer wants and grow from there.
for sure. And are you
Yeah.
confident you found product market fit?
Yes.
100%. Okay, super. How did you find your first customers? You are one of the ones that face this problem, but how do you go to find the first users?
Yeah. So I was in some masterminds, some networking groups for our industry, and I would show people what I am doing in my business, how I'm using the software to help me efficiently run my business. And then from there, other people started getting more interested in it. That's how I found the initial
That's
customers.
great. So you didn't sell anything. You just said, guys, here's how I did it. If you want to do it,
Exactly.
that's amazing.
Exactly.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
It's
That's
exactly
amazing.
what we did.
And today, what is the most successful go-to-market strategy for acquiring new customers?
I think it's the word of mouth now. That's our number one market. That's our number one growth revenue channel is our existing customers referring other customers.
So build a product so good that people talk about it naturally, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
How about the future vision of the company? What's next?
I think we want to keep developing, going deeper into the product that we have, keep making it like more all in one, like looking at what other products our customers are using before and after they use our product and see how we can eliminate that. Maybe look at offering some services also that our customers are using. So make it like a true all in one solution, not just from the product, but also from the service point of view.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you should really promote this thing that instead of paying for 5 different software, you can pay only, let's say,
Yep,
$99, and that's it.
exactly. Yeah,
People
exactly. I
need
mean,
to
I
understand this value. It's harder, it's more costly, and probably worse experience.
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you're using multiple software, I mean, it's like someone using a Gmail for their emails and then using Outlook for their calendar. You can make it work, but is that the best experience that you get? Not
For sure.
really. You know, you can make it work, but that's not how you should be running your business.
How did you start your career?
I
What
used to
is
be
your
an
life story? Yeah,
I used to be an accountant. So I was working for an accounting company. It was a great company that I was working with, but I didn't like the work that I was doing. So I started looking at what else I could be doing to get freedom of time and money. So I came across real estate, started buying houses for myself, started flipping houses. And that's kind of how, I started. And then I really started enjoying real estate, decided to leave my job and do real estate full time. And then from there, ended up starting a software company.
that's great. So let's say this was the first software company that you built, right? First
Correct.
startup.
First software
And
company. Yep.
and what would be your best piece of advice for a starting founder?
Best piece of advice would be focus on the problem that you're solving, focus on the solution that you're providing, and really ask yourself, right, in this day and age, it's super easy to create a product, right? With all the advances we have in technology, it's super easy to create a product. But the question you should be asking is, the product that you're creating, is there really a need for it? It may be slightly better than the existing product, but you need to ask yourself, like, the existing product that you're creating should be like 5 to 10 times better than the existing solutions out there. It should not be marginally better. Yes, if someone were just starting out, if these two companies came into the market and yours are slightly better, but they're at the same stage, then yes, it makes sense. But if there's already an existing product in the market that, is really good solution for the most part, and yours is slightly better, then you're not adding any value. You need to think of it as challenge yourself, or okay, how can you make your product 5 to 10 times better than the existing solutions?
Totally agree. This is great.
Yeah.
And on the other side, let's say there's a founder, he did a great business, he exited the business, and now he wants to invest money into real estate, but he knows nothing about real estate. What would you recommend him to get into the industry and make some investments?
Yeah. So the first thing would be what type of investment do you want to do? How long do you want to invest for? Right? What's your risk appetite for it? If you're looking to buy for some passive properties and you have, like, let's say, hundreds of millions of dollars, so getting the highest rate of return is not a priority, but capital preservation and then getting a good passive income is your goal, then that's one thing. But if you are, if you don't have like unlimited capital, then you need to look at, okay, what's your timeline for this investment? Is that something you're looking to invest in real estate because that is going to be your primary source of income? That's different versus getting a passive income. So first need to be clear on what is it that you expect from these real estate investments. And then the second would be, what is your timeline? And then look at what target market that you want to invest in.
For sure. Do you have a favorite software that you use apart from Resimpli?
Slack is
Slack?
what I would say. Yeah.
And how do you describe your culture? You mentioned Slack, probably the way you communicate with your employees. How do you describe the culture of the company?
Culture is very laid back. Like some things we do at a company is we send a survey out, especially to our CS team members. They're the ones. So it's a very remote company. First of all, I'm based in US. We have a couple of other people based in US. Then we have some people based in Bangladesh, India, Philippines. So it's a very remote culture. The important thing for us is as long as you do the work, it doesn't matter where you are. The important thing
For
is to
sure.
get the work done. The CS team members are the ones that are working the night shift. It's like a 12-hour time difference between US and their local time zone. So we
Hmm.
send a survey out to all our CS team members every week, asking them on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your experience working with us? 1 being absolutely the worst company, I'm going to be leaving tomorrow. 10
Yeah.
being absolutely the best company. And if they give us less than 10, then we ask them, what can we do as a company to make it a 10 for them? And there's some really amazing feedback that comes out of it. And our team members appreciate us caring enough to asking them that question. So after the culture is, of one that, yes, the work is important. We need to keep in mind that at the end of the day, our customer is the most important person in the company. Every customer needs to be treated like they're our only customer, and our livelihood depends on making the customer happy. And then we want to be very transparent about what we're doing, in this sense. If we make a mistake, we want to own the mistake. And if something goes good, we want to give the credit to someone else rather than try to take all the credit and blame other people. And have fun, enjoy what we're doing.
This is a great mindset. I'm curious to know what you think helped you or throughout the years develop such a good mindset.
I think
Do you have a
meditation.
favorite book or something, some inspiration, mentor? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm working with a business coach now, so that helps a lot. But reading, meditating, that helps a lot. One of my favorite book is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great book. So that's a book that I go back to reading a lot. But working with the coach is helping me a lot. Someone who has exited his company, so he's kind of helping me develop the mindset. Then I do meditate every day. I've started doing cold ice bath
Hmm.
this week. That's really helping me a lot, just kind of with the mindset and stuff, facing tough things in life.
When do you think a founder needs a business coach and why?
I think ideally you want a business coach from the time you start the company, or even before you start the company. You want someone who can give you some thoughts from a totally outside perspective, someone who's not has a vested interest, for the
Yeah.
most part. If they haven't invested in your company, you want someone who can tell you exactly kind of how things are. Like, for example, just last week or a couple of weeks ago, I was having a call with my business coach, and I was talking about, hey, I want to do this. We have this big vision. He said, Sharad, just relax. Just, you have to make sure you take care of this year goal. Don't talk about like what do you want to do 5-10 years from now. Yes, we've already talked about it. You don't have to keep focusing on that. You need to focus on how do you meet your quarterly goals, rather than worrying about what needs to happen 5 years from now. So like having that reality check, it's very important. Someone that you can bounce ideas off. If you have a difficult problem that you're going through, someone you can talk to and see, uh, what do they think of the problem, how to handle that, makes a huge difference. I mean, it's helped me immensely in my business.
I appreciate this. I have one last question for you, Sharad, before closing the podcast
Sure.
down. Are you the only founder in a company, or is it more multiple co-founders?
Technically, I'm the only founder in the company, but I look at a couple of people that have been with me pretty much since the beginning, or the
Founding
very
team.
early stages. I,
Yeah.
I think of them as a founding. I technically own 100% of the company, but I think of them as the founding team. And then I've talked to both of them about giving them a percentage of the equity when we exit the company.
Yeah. And you are bootstrapped. You own all the control. What motivates you to move forward, to continue? Because you have no
I
pressure
think
from outside.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing now is the impact that we're making in the lives of our team members, the people that are working for us, how we're able to impact their life in such a positive way. That's absolutely the biggest impact. I mean, of course, the companies, our customers that are using our product, how they're able to make more money, run more efficient business. But I don't get to speak to our customers on a regular basis, but I speak with our team members. They share pictures and videos of kind of how the work has impacted their life, and that's the biggest motivation for me.
That's great. You're a good person, Sharad, and I'm
Thank
really
you.
grateful that I got to meet you. And yeah, thank you very much for joining the
Thank
podcast.
you,
You
Christian.
shared
Thank you for
great
having
value.
me.
And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.